I hit the virtual camera button, not the recording button. There goes 12 minutes of my life. Good thing I didn't start the video and I was just rambling. Huh. Hi. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Karis. You were watching You Don't Scare Me. Today, at some point in the next 5 minutes, we're going to be looking at top 6 scary ghost videos that will deeply unnerve you from Fearsome Top 5. I'm just going to give you the brief version of what I was talking about before. Very soon we're going to be doing some paranormal investigations IRL with a couple of our buddies, and we're hoping to have some really interesting content coming out in October for that kind of stuff. Full disclaimer is that we are likely going to be adding some extra stuff to it, some extra fluff and extra filler, extra ghost sightings and stuff like that, just because we want people to be entertained. But always read the descriptions of our videos because we are going to be completely honest with you whether or not we have edited or added extra stuff. There's no disclaimer going to be at the beginning saying all of this is real, unless it actually is, okay? And when we collect actual evidence, we're going to be cataloging that evidence and we're going to be putting that in a spreadsheet as well as making it available to the public in Google Drives so you can download the EVPs that we get, see the actual evidence that we get, and start finally forming a baseline for all of the paranormal stuff. Because if we can start building an archive of real paranormal evidence, we can start to scientifically investigate these things with actual, information, right? If I get an EVP from 3 different locations and they're all very similar, then I'm going to know that that's a baseline. Like their EVPs follow this specific rule. Same thing with full body apparitions. If we get full body apparitions, then we're going to have data on that. And then we can start to form some critical just documentation so that anybody else is doing paranormal investigations can compare their notes with ours, and then we can start doing some actual work. If ghosts aren't real, then that's just the unfortunate business of it, and we're planning on doing something extraordinary with our investigations. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button, drop us a like. Just add us to your feed. Come back a little bit later to see how we're panning out. If you guys want to support our channel, that's the best way you can do it. Drop us a comment. If you don't like something that we're doing, if we're talking too much, if you don't like the way that our camera looks, like this, the light is making me look like a zombie. My audio sucks ass. you know, Let me know because I can always. Do you have any suggestions on how to fix the audio quality, the camera quality? Is the camera even good? I'm recording this as high quality as I possibly can, but sometimes when I look at them on my TV, they look like they were filmed on a potato, even though this is a 1080p camera. And yeah, whatever. So, without further ado, I wasted 3 minutes of your time. Let's get into the video. So once again, we are watching top 6 scary ghost videos that will deeply unnerve you from Fearsome Top 5. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keyframe that just to make sure that I know where to put the video. Learning. Or spine chilling. I hope so. I got my lights off. I got that light on because I need people to see my face. CCTV cameras are it for ghost videos. If you want to find out why, I'll just say there's a video on our YouTube channel. I'll try to laugh this one again. Have I already seen this video? Yeah, something comes off the frame, smacks the guy right in the back. So this one's a bit of a question. I have a feeling that they're composited videos. I like that they blurred it out. So no, I've not seen this one before because they blurred it out because this guy's been injured. Um, I'm fairly certain this guy just fell on his ass. I don't think he was struck by anything because it looks like something comes off of the screen. No, not yank. He got struck in the back and fell backwards. Oh, wow, that's interesting. That's the clearest tracking I've ever seen on that. I don't really know. what to say about this video. I've had a couple of thoughts, and every time I've thought about it, I've not really been able to explain it, which is fantastic. But if I have any idea what's going on here, I'm going to guess that this guy got knocked out by something inside the house, not something external, and that was added in post. Okay, just to make a viral video. Um, yeah. Another alternative is that this guy got struck in the back by a bird or by a bat or like a large flying animal that struck him in the back, and him falling backwards, the strike was enough to knock him out. I didn't see anything fall to the ground, so it's hard to tell. But it's a curious video for sure, and I'd love to know how that actually worked. I'm guessing that he got punched out. He's talking and just got popped right in the face, and that little orb thing was just added after the fact. Got movement in your house, and you're trying to figure out where that movement is. Okay, so what I'm seeing here. Oh, it's live. Is it live? There's a person standing in your. He's wearing a looks like a Slipknot mask. Call the police. You have a violent home intruder. Call the police. Unless that mask is sitting on the wall. Kind of looks like that mask is hanging on the wall. Are you kidding me right now? This guy's walking around with a bat. Okay, so defend your castle. I can appreciate that, but there's a couple of things that you're doing wrong here. First and foremost is that these individuals, I'm going to say right away, have a lot of alternative paraphernalia all over their house. Okay. The second thing, I'm not going to say the second thing. The first thing I'm going to say is there's a lot of alternative paraphernalia around the house, which suggests to me that there is already a pre-existing condition to wanting to see paranormal stuff happen in their house. So this video to me, that's curious, to be honest, curious, but I'm relatively certain this is staged. The guy who is standing with his back to the camera looks an awful lot like Morgan as well. So if I had to guess, this is basically it's a composite. This guy's basically creating a horror, his own horror movie, basically. If there was genuinely a home intruder like that, I would have called the police. I wouldn't have left my room. I would have defended my room, and I would have called the police and had let them deal with it. But in this case, I don't think that's legit. I think basically this guy's recorded himself backwards and then basically like watched it on his ring camera or on his Waze camera or whatever security camera he was using. He basically just played the video back of him like standing there and then just basically like okay, okay. Well, this is curious. Nobody noticed that? They don't even notice. The thing is, too, is that like Okay. I like this one. So there's a couple of things. Why is there a cracking overlay of audio? It does. It sounds very, very genuine. So there's a couple of things that could have been. Everybody in the room could have been in on it, but you can't get kids to act as well as those kids did, as if nothing was happening. So that's pretty interesting. The second thing is that like it could also be digitally added in After Effects, basically with a composite, just to make it look like the kids didn't see it. So what I would do is I would take the same frame, I would watch the same frame, and basically have that full recording of that room. And then what I would do is later on, I would break the stick by tying a string around it, and then sort of maybe if that stick was already broken and you were just ripping the top of the stick off, and then you could have two strings on it off in two different directions, and then have that pulled around really strangely like that. All you would have to do is basically like pull the tension together, and the stick will vibrate basically to that tension. And if the break was already there, then it would be very easy for the person off to the right to pull the string out. REM pods and what did we call that? EMF detectors. EMF detectors and REM pods are not paranormal evidence. There's a couple of reasons. EMF will detect all electromagnetic fields, including radios, walkie-talkies, cell phones. If you receive a text message, your EMF meter will go off. If you have a walkie-talkie and you click the walkie-talkie, your EMF will go off. If you have a spirit box and the spirit box is on, like they have the necrophonic app, you can hear the bullshit necrophonic app going. It will trigger the EVP or the EMF detector. The REM pod is the same thing. It's a Thermin is what it is. It's a Thermin that's basically enclosed into this tiny barrel, and then with the stick that comes out. And so the idea is that as electromagnetic fields get closer and closer to the Thermin or to the REM pod, it goes off, and it'll go off in the direction that technology or that signal is coming from. It is also bullshit and can be very easily triggered with a walkie-talkie or any kind of electromagnetic field, especially a cell phone. When you receive a text message from a cell phone, you're receiving an electromagnetic field, or it produces an electromagnetic field. You also have the flashlight there. They're trying to do that stage where they hold the flashlight in its on off position and it turns on and off, but clearly it's not actually turning on and off. So one of the primary things that I need to get across to people is that the Necrophonic app is a very easy way for people to get into paranormal investigation. However, one thing to consider about the Necrophonic app is that it is a preloaded app with an archive of sound effects that are meant to be interpreted by the ghost or the ghost hunter in this case, where the ghost is going to select from a library, I guess, of like audio clips and play it through the app. It's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. And all the app does, Nick and I have gotten versions of the app and APKs of the app to test the validity of it. And in any sense of the word, in any place you go, McDonald's play place, field, anywhere you go, it's going to play audio as if there's ghosts around you because it's an app, and that's how they get purchases. You download the app for like $5 or something like that. They get blowback on it, right? If you don't like the app or if the app doesn't turn up evidence, they're gonna refund the app. So in an effort to make more money, they make the app spit out random. It's not scientific data. Yeah, I've seen this one before as well. It's basically just he's got he's got a buddy in the freezer who's making noise and opening doors and we can't hear that information. He just puts the subtitles on the screen, and by putting the subtitle on the screen, it tricks the viewer into hearing something that they're not actually hearing because there's nothing that's actually there. Okay, this guy's just having a he's acting, okay? You put the subtitle up on the screen, the people think they hear it, and even if they don't think they hear it, even if they don't hear it, they go, "Well, there's a subtitle, so clearly the audio's there and I just can't hear it." What you can also do is overlay the audio on top of the track. If you really want to add that, I will go, I'd whisper into my microphone like, "You're dead." right? And then I would just run that over top of my video. You can do it very easily. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a great fucking idea, by the way. Let's just like bust your entire security, okay? Hey guys, this is every single blind spot in my establishment. So if you guys want to come and rob me or commit crime in my store, these are the spots you have to stand. Also, this is all the security footage for the store, so this is where we keep the money, and this is how you can get around that. And it's just don't do that. Don't show your security systems. Your security systems are supposed to be private because they're not. You know, a savvy criminal could use that to their advantage. Is all I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't show it. This guy's tripping. He works at a gas station and he's bored all day, so now he's creating ghost videos. Is this the other one where the guy's in the freezer? Here's the security cameras again. Same. It's the exact same audio clips that he's playing over again. He hasn't recorded any new material. Broken record. Ugh. Clearly trying to communicate. Clearly full of. Yeah, his nightly routine. Huh. Mountain Dew. Ooh, boring. You know, it'd be really unfortunate is if these people were genuine and I was just a dick. I really wonder what the guidelines are for swearing. Just like, is that going to ruin our chances of monetization in the future? We're not going to really gonna be able to go back and monetize old videos anyway. I don't think. And even if we did get the ability to monetize old videos and get a little bit of pushback on them, I doubt that we would, you know, because of the amount of the subject matter that we cover and the content that we're like sort of talking about. But when we start doing our own videos, we might make these private. Our own ghost investigations and make these ones private or something, or just I don't know. I don't even think it really matters. Hard Mountain Dew must be an American thing. But yeah, I don't think we really need to monetize these videos. I just I think later on down the line, if we get big enough that we can start implementing monetization, we can then start funding our more entertaining explorations and stuff like that. Which is kind of the penultimate goal here is that we want to do this like not full time. I don't think that's a little too ambitious, but a lot of these people do these things. They go all across the countries. They visit some like foreign countries. Go back to Scotland and explore the catacombs again with some more people. Spend the night in the catacombs. That'd be fantastic. That'd be hilarious. I think that would be a blast. Um, we work full time. All of us. We have full time jobs. We just do this in our spare time, and sometimes it's difficult to balance that kind of stuff. Like we can't exactly take time off work because if you take time off work, every hour you're not at work, you're losing wages. You know, and rent is expensive. It's difficult to you know go in between these projects. Like we got lav mics; those cost us like $26. That's a big hit to do that, but we needed that because our phones cannot pick up that audio. These guys, thought back in the day were really good. And I think the problem is they got too big, and now they're faking a lot of their evidence to get more views. But at first, these guys, I don't even think these guys were paranormal investigators. I just remember them walking around some old ruins and catching something. See what I mean? You don't. Your point? Oh, cool. All right. Digital recorder though? What? Okay. I could surmise that that says Jeff, but again, you've got the subliminal text message or the subliminal message in your face telling you what you heard. I'm covering my face so that I can get an honest. I can honestly tell you what if there's a EVP that pops up. I don't want to read it on the screen. I want to tell you what I think it says. You know what I mean? I don't think there's another EVP. We have a video on that as well if you guys want to check that out. It's suggestive, like subtitles um, suggesting what you hear. It makes you hear what they want you to hear, and not what it actually is. So that just sounded like you know, like just a weird noise. But because there was a subtitle of Jeff on there, it was like, oh, he's saying Jeff. But yeah, a lot of the times it's not actually the case. They're not the EVPs are inaudible. They just interpret what they think it sounds like, and then they put a subtitle across the screen, and then your brain uh, will hear. It'll like basically like yeah, they hear what you're saying or what the subtitles. I'm losing my shit. I'm tired. I'm really tired. But yeah, check out that video on our YouTube channel. It'll explains it a lot better than I can ever explain it. It's like 2 minutes long, so it's really easy. Those are like sort of bite-size formats where we can just sort of say, check out this video up here to see how that works. You know, like the EMFs, the REM pods, and stuff like that. And they put together a lot of really neat animated videos to explain how all those work and why people get evidence on them. Um, this kind of reminds me. So like one of the interesting things, this guy's got his ankle resting on the ground. So I can crack my ankle on command, like I can pop my ankle on command. And there used to be a couple of women who did seances and would knock to answer questions by clicking their heels. And I think that's what they're doing here. Is they're just like he's just flexing his ankle and cracking his ankle, or like I guess what do they call that? What I just said it, popping their heel or whatever. That's how they make that knocking sound. That might be how he's making his knocking sound. That does sound like somebody's rapping with their knuckle. It could just be another person knocking on the door. Because that's a lot of evidence, like Zach Baggins' evidence. They have extra people who are in charge of creating ghost sightings or ghost evidence by basically walking around upstairs when they're like, "There's no one else here," or knocking on things or knocking things over. There was a guy who's really good at appearing or like doing that stuff, like stage ninjas. Um, so again, like we're not looking at very many. We're not looking at paranormal evidence here. We're looking at we're just looking at people putting on entertainment and then trying to pass it off as real, which in my opinion is fraud. I would just be very honest. Something passes in front of the camera, just a shadow. God, I hope I catch this kind of evidence when we go. I really hope I catch this kind of evidence, and it just like makes me put my foot in my mouth. I'm telling you right now, it would just bring me so much joy to be so freaking wrong, and all of this is real. Change my entire perspective of the world. And that would just be bomb. I don't think it's gonna happen. I want it to happen. I want to believe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ugh. Oh, my hair's still wet from my shower. It's been like 2 hours. Yeah, it's not really evidence. Again, like it's nothing. It's just like so. If you consider this, I'm obviously he's using an infrared or he's using a black light. It could also be a filter that he puts over it, a lit room, and then what you do is you put a black and white filter over it or like a night vision filter. It can do that in OBS actually in DaVinci Resolve really easily. And so when you consider that kind of thing, oh thank Christ it's over. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is that like in that last video there when he shows like the light coming across, it's the same thing as I said in a previous video. All you have to do is be like, "Oh, a ghost." Ooh. See what I mean? Like I'm just waving my hand in front of my stage light, right? And you think it's the same thing. It's a ghost. It's not a ghost. It's just my hand waving in front of my face, right in front of the camera. Ooh. Spooky shadows. They're not. I'm sorry. This guy's probably got his phone up, right? And so he's like, he's recording, and then all he's doing is this. Is like, oops, on this side, sorry. And then the camera's picking that up. That's all it is. Well, anyways, that was top six scary ghost videos that will deeply unnerve you on fearsome top fives. The only thing I'm feeling right now is I'm hungry and I'm tired. And so that's going to do it for today. We're going to end the video there. If you guys like what you see, or if you have any suggestions for videos in the future, or if you have anything you don't like about our videos, like any kind of like you don't like the way that our faces look, you only have to tell us one of us is ugly, because then we're both going to go, yeah, because we're twins. But yeah, pretty soon we're going to be doing our ghost investigation. We're hoping we should have that filmed on the 20th of September or the 27th of September. It's did I say September, October? The Yeah. Anyway, we're hoping to have that filmed in October, 20th of October. Ah, man, I'm beat. Maybe just put in a keyframe there and trim it all out. Anyways, yeah. So we've got some videos coming. We're doing a paranormal investigation. We're doing some ghost investigations IRL. And what I'm hoping is that we'll have some content for October, for our long form content for October. We're getting really close to October. It's in a couple of days, and so we're trying to like get some extra content, preload some content because we want to release a video every single day in October. And there's no way we can like record and release the videos the same day. So we're trying to preload some of that stuff. That way we can basically say we spend the entirety of October working on some really good paranormal investigation. Right. So our plan right now is to go out and investigate some of the cemeteries very soon. Like we're talking like this weekend, Friday night when everyone's free. We're gonna go out and we're gonna try to get some paranormal investigation done, and then figure out the schedules of everybody because, like I said, we all do work full-time jobs, so it's hard to find time. We're all off together, and if we can't miss days at work because I work at like 5 in the morning, Nick works at 6 in the morning, Christian works at like any random times. Sometimes he's off at like 6 or whatever. So like it's gonna take us a long time to sort of meet up together if I go out and paranormal investigate on a weekday or like when I have a shift the next morning, like I have to get up at 4 in the morning to get to work on time, right? So if I have to go to bed by 8 o'clock, if I don't go to bed at 8 o'clock, I'm getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So that's kind of what's hanging us up right now and preventing us from doing this. But this Friday, we are all off after 6:30, so the stars align, and we don't work on Saturday morning, so we're perfect. We can all go out and do a little bit of investigation. So yeah, so stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and maybe hit the notification bell if you like what we do. You want to see our videos more frequently. Drop us a comment to let us know what we can do better. If you got any content you want us to cover, if you got any videos you want us to go over, send them to youdontscaremeyt@gmail.com. As always, my name is Karis. You've watched You Don't Scare Me, and we are Twins Paranormal. Or Twins Die Twice Paranormal. Not that guys. Those are different guys. All right. Okay, love you. Bye.